Welcome to His Kids Online. I'm so glad that you're here this morning. Well, I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions. Have you ever had a very, very special guest come to your home? What would you do in preparation for them to come? Would you be like cleaning and cooking and running around like a crazy person trying to make sure everything was just perfect for them? How would you act once they arrived? Today we're going to learn about a Bible story that has two women and a very special guest coming to visit. Let's see what they do.
So today I'm going to read you a really short story from the Bible, from the life of Jesus. It starts in Luke 10:38. As Jesus and the disciples continued on the way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Now you see, Jesus walked a lot of places. He was always walking to and fro, and he would stop at people's houses to eat with them often. And so Martha here had set up to have a huge meal to welcome Jesus into their home. Her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he taught. But Martha was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing. She came to Jesus and said, "Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come and help me." You see, Martha thought that her sister Mary should be helping prep this amazing meal that they were going to have with Jesus. And Jesus' response is surprising. He says, "My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There is only one thing worth being concerned about, and Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken from her." You see, Mary understood. What Martha also understood was that they both wanted to be with Jesus. And Jesus acknowledged that and recognized that you have a short time with me on this earth. Mary enjoyed every moment of it.
Hey everybody, welcome to Something Fun. My name's Madison, and I'm not that good at juggling things that aren't tennis balls. I can kind of juggle a tennis ball, but even tennis balls I drop, unlike some people who are really good at juggling.
We can go higher, back to regular cascade. This is called a half shower. Both sides. All right, now this one's called columns. They all go straight up. Kind of similar, almost a little easier because they're much larger. Cascade, same as the balls. I've been juggling for about 5 years, and one of the things that is so fascinating to me is that most people think it's just throwing things in the air and catching things, and I wish it was that easy. But it's mostly dropping things. 90% of it is dropping things, but if you just keep at it, you'll catch more than you drop, and that's the most important part.
Wow, that was pretty good. I'm gonna try to juggle all of these things at the same time just to see how it's gonna go. Let's do this. This has been Something Fun. See you guys next time.
So Mary and Martha had a very special guest come visit them in their home. Do you remember who that special guest was? It was Jesus. That's right. That's like the most special guest you could ever have in your house. Now, what if you had a celebrity come visit your house? What do you think you would do? Would you be running around like vacuuming and polishing? Okay. Yeah, that's just right. And preparing a really special meal? But what would happen if the whole time the celebrity was there, we were cleaning, polishing, and cooking and making sure everything was perfect? Well, we'd miss out on our opportunity to be with them. right? See, Martha was so concerned with all the cleaning and all the cooking and making sure everything was just right that she wasn't getting to hang out with Jesus. But Mary did, because Mary sat at Jesus' feet and listened. You know, that reminds me of a time in my life where my great-grandparents came to visit. Man, I love my great-grandparents. It was so wonderful to see them because, to tell you the truth, as they got older, they didn't travel as much. They didn't enjoy that. So when they got to our home, we wanted to host a big dinner in honor of them being with us. Now, I'm Italian, so when I say a big dinner, I mean like appetizers, bread baskets, more appetizers, salads, entrees and entrees and entrees, and desserts and coffee. But in my efforts to impress them and to make this great impression on them, all I did all night was I would run around and collect all the bowls and all the salad dishes and then bring more entrees out and collect all those and clean those and then bring the next round out and clean those. And as I served dessert, I went back to do all the pots and pans. And as I was cleaning the dishes, I could hear laughter coming from the other room. I could hear stories being told at the table. But I missed out. Because what was really important that day was for me to stay at the table with them, to hear those stories, to get the wisdom that they shared, to hear stories about my parents. All that goodness was at the table, but because I didn't stay, I missed it. See, Martha is running around trying to take care of everything, and while that's nice and it's great to serve, when we're spending time with Jesus, we want to stay at the table with him. And that's why Jesus says this to Martha. Martha, Martha, you are getting worried and upset about too many things. Only one thing is important. Mary has chosen the right thing, and it will never be taken away from her. Luke 10, verses 41 through 42. See, Martha was worried about the house looking really clean and the meal being perfect. But those things disappear, right? After we eat a meal, it's gone. After we clean the house, well, it gets messy again. But what Mary was doing can never be taken away from her, because Mary was staying at the table with Jesus. She was sitting at his feet and just, soaking up all of his teachings, his wisdom, his goodness, and his relationship. See, those things, no matter what's going on in the world, can't be taken away. And the same goes for us. Sometimes we have these big tests or a million things to get done, or maybe there's some conflict with our family or our friends, and we're getting worried. But we have to remember what Jesus told Martha. Let's read it again. Martha, Martha, you are getting worried and upset about too many things. See, he's saying, don't worry about those things. Let those go. Come back to me. Come back to me. Only one thing is important. Mary has chosen the right thing, and it will never be taken away from her. See, guys, when we choose to stay at the table with Jesus, we're choosing to soak up his wisdom, his teachings, his love, and build our relationship, so that when those things come on around us, they don't overwhelm us and push us back from Jesus. But we remember, we come in, we sit down, and we read the Bible. We spend time worshiping. We spend time praying. And we spend time fellowshipping, meaning we talk about the Bible and what God's doing with our friends and our family. That's how we stay at the table with Jesus. So guys, I wanted to ask you, how are you going to stay at the table with Jesus today?
Strolling through this life, watching every step. Someone with us can be a friend, and that's a benefit. But why walking out the long road. I don't understand. Trying here to up my game. Call the one who has the plan. I'm strolling with the big guy. I'm walking in the light. I'm strolling with the big guy, the one who gave us life. I'm strolling with the big guy. I'm walking in the light. I'm strolling with the big guy, the one who gave us life. Wanna go to left, not turning left or right. The one who's holding on to me is in this thing for life. I can hear the whisper and feel the guiding hand. I feel the spirit showing. By faith you walk his plan. I'm strolling with the big guy. I'm walking in the light. I'm strolling with the big guy, the one who gave us life. I'm strolling with the big guy. I'm walking in the light. I'm strolling with the big guy, the one who gave us life. Strolling with the big guy, hey. Strolling with the big guy, hey, hey. Strolling with the big guy, hey. He's a B-I-G-G-O-D. He's strolling with me. He's a big guy. It's reality. He's a B-I-G-G-O-D. He's strolling with me. He's a big guy. Say it like you mean it. Strolling with the big guy. I'm strolling with the big guy. I'm walking in the light.